Today on Hot Take Court, we are asking three questions guaranteed to ruin Sunday dinner. Should kids be banned from social media? Can canceled celebrities ever actually come back? And has sports fans stopped watching sports and started watching tweets? Because at this point, some of y'all know more about what LeBron posted on Instagram than what he did in the fourth quarter, which is impressive, but LeBron was in the fourth quarter. Court is now in session. Welcome back to Hot Take Court. I'm John Cash, the judge, jury, and the only person in this building not on their phone, which, given today's cases, is either ironic or on brand. I haven't decided. Shout out to my bailiff, Justin.
I'm currently not on my phone, but mentally I am.
Now, before we start, subscribe. I know you haven't. The algorithm sent me a very passive aggressive notification about it. The button's right there. Also, comment throughout the episode because the best comments get prosecuted on the next Hot Take Court. Your takes are evidence now. Let's get into it. Case number one: should social media have an age limit? Now, when I was 13, the worst thing that happened to me socially was somebody roasting my sneakers in the lunchroom. That was devastating. I went home, I processed, I was over it by Thursday. Kids today can get roasted by 7 million strangers before first period. And here's the difference. The lunchroom ended at 12:15. The internet doesn't have a bell.
Yeah.
I don't think children have social media accounts anymore. I think social media has children. The platform isn't serving the kid is serving the platform. Every scroll, every like, every 15 seconds of attention, that's the product being delivered. And the product is 11 years old and doesn't know it yet. Let's enter the evidence. Exhibit A. Now, Australia passed one of the strictest social media bans in the world for anyone under 16. And this week announced they're doubling the penalties on companies that don't enforce it. Exhibit B. Over 85% of Australian teenagers still accessed social media despite the ban. But that means 15% didn't. That's kids who got a childhood instead of an algorithm. 15% matters when we're talking about developing brains. Exhibit C. The average age a child in America first encounters online porn is now 11 years old.
Oh, I was much younger.
The average age a child opens their first social media account, 8. 8 years old on platforms their own internal research showed were designed to maximize scroll time.
Crazy. For me, those are like flipped.
Exhibit D. The American Psychological Association issued a formal health recommendation in 2023 that children under 14 should not be on social media. The same category of recommendation they issue about smoking and alcohol. We had a 3-week discourse on Twitter about it, and then we moved right the fuck on.
Yeah, that's usually about the life cycle of things on the internet.
Now I know what somebody's gonna say. Parents should parent, but parents should parent is not a policy. It's a way of making the failure their fault instead of the platform's fault. And the platform, which made $32 billion last quarter, would very much like to keep it that way. A 12-year-old shouldn't be taking financial advice from a crypto influencer with a rented Lamborghini. And they definitely shouldn't be taking relationship advice from somebody named Big Back Bandit 69.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of brain rot on the internet. I can't imagine being a kid nowadays.
We've got kids out here with skincare routines that cost more than my first apartment. Retinol, peptides, anti-aging serums. These children are doing anti-aging treatments before they have aged. A 9-year-old does not have fine lines. A 9-year-old has recess. And I know what some of you are thinking. John, you're on social media. Your podcast is on social media. Isn't this hypocritical? Yes, absolutely. I contain multitudes. We'll come back to that. But anyway, the verdict is guilty. And the sentence is no social media access until age 16. Non-negotiable. Platforms profiting off minors without real age verification get fined an amount that actually hurts, not a cost of doing business. And parents who monetize their children's daily lives receive mandatory viewing of a documentary about what that content looks like to people who shouldn't be watching it.
My only issue with this is the fact that you now have to upload a picture of your ID, I think, to like access social media and stuff.
As you should.
It's a little weird having companies have a picture of my ID though, especially these companies that definitely don't have my best interests at heart.
But you have selfies, right?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so you have pictures, so you can't be that you can't be that concerned.
I guess you're right.
I'm always right.
That's
And next, with my sentence, engineers who design notification systems to maximize engagement for users under 18, you are sentenced to read their own internal research out loud to themselves in a quiet room with no phone. Comment below, what age should kids get social media? And be honest, because half of y'all had completely unrestricted internet access at 11. You know what you found. You know what it did to you. Factor that in. What age, say you, Justin, should kids be allowed to be on social media?
I think I think no matter what, under 18, you're gonna get fucked up if you go on social media. I think I mean maybe even 18. I think any age, but yeah, I really don't have a clear answer for that. I think it's good that kids are being restricted more from it. I don't think anybody under the age of 16 should be like chronically online
Well, that's
or
in
anything. Yeah.
Australia. That's not in the United States yet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They might have a revolt.
Oh no, I don't think they're gonna do it in the
If
U.S.
that happens in the U.S., be like, what? I need my TikTok.
Our government don't care about kids.
Yeah, they'll be. I can't hit the hips. Next case: can an artist recover from cancellation? Now, here's the opening argument for that. The internet says it believes in redemption. The internet is lying. Okay. The internet believes in cycles. Every 18 months, it finds someone new to destroy, someone old to rehabilitate, and someone from 2009 to re examine with current values. It is a content ecosystem. The outrage is not a response to the behavior, the outrage is the content. Now, here's the evidence. Exhibit A: Lizzo dropped a new album in June 2026. Dramatically lower numbers than her previous projects after years of controversy and legal disputes. Is that cancellation? The music? Audience fatigue? 3 years of headlines that change the emotional texture of how people feel when they hear her name. Probably all four. Exhibit B: cancel culture doesn't cancel the people you think it does. It cancels smaller people, ones without management, lawyers, or a fan base big enough to weather the storm. A mid-level influencer with 200K followers gets one bad video and they're done. Meanwhile, Chris Brown has sold out arenas continuously since 2009. People tweet, he's canceled, and then go buy the ticket. Exhibit C: a Reuters Institute study found public figures who were canceled online saw an average spike in Google searches of 400% in the week following the controversy. Cancellation is the best marketing some of these people have ever received. Then, Exhibit D: cancel culture most consistently, permanently removes from public life regular people who have no PR team, no comeback tour. Just a name that's the first Google result for the wrong reason. That's what it actually cancels. The internet doesn't believe in accountability. The internet believes in vibes. If they liked your vibe before the scandal, you're misunderstood. If they didn't like your vibe before the scandal, you're Satan. The behavior is almost identical. The reception is completely different. We are not running a justice system. We are running a popularity contest with moral language. Let's get into it. Kevin Hart, he stepped down from the Oscars in 2019. Canceled?
He definitely got put in his place, I guess, by whoever the fuck was upset by him.
Yeah, but the man just signed another Netflix
Oh,
deal.
he was not canceled. No, for
So,
sure, definitely not canceled.
no. Louis C.K. won a Grammy in 2023. After everything, a Grammy. The Recording Academy has made their position clear. Kanye, that's a doctoral thesis. We're going to move right along. Nobody famous gets canceled. Audiences renegotiate their relationship with you. Some leave permanently. Some wait. Some never knew about the discourse because they only followed your music. Cancel culture as a system that ends celebrity careers is largely a myth reconstructed because it makes us feel like we have power over people who otherwise have all of it. Maybe that's the point. Maybe it was never about accountability. Maybe it's about the feeling of power, the feeling that for once the person with the phone can affect the person with the private jet. Bars.
Yeah, I didn't even. That makes sense.
I'll be in my bag when I be writing these outlines.
Yo, you be light bulb.
I'll be like, this gonna hit.
Can be on fire.
Yeah. Now, my verdict is not guilty of actually canceling famous people and guilty of canceling regular people and calling it justice. Now, here's my sentence. Anyone who said they're canceled about someone who subsequently went on a sold-out tour must reconcile that statement with their credit card statement from the same month. I've been trying to get R&B tour tickets for a long time and sold out.
I gave up on tickets to concerts, man. They're too expensive.
PR firms specializing in cancer recovery are required to publish their fees publicly. If the comeback costs $400K, that tells you who the system was built for. And anyone who describes a celebrity going to prison as being canceled, mandatory vocabulary class. Those are different words. Put in the comments someone who genuinely survived cancellation and came back stronger, and somebody the internet canceled who actually deserved permanent consequences. Because I want the contrast.
Do you think if Diddy got out right now and he had a concert, do you think it would sell out?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I've overheard people say, "Oh, Cassie knew what she was getting into
bro,
when
people
she
say
got
sick
in."
shit about her, bro.
And
my God.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like, what is it, crime to be freaky? It's like, bro, I don't know if I would equate those two things, my man.
Yeah, I mean, well, he wasn't locked up for the assault on Cassie. He wasn't locked up for that. Yeah. He was locked up for bringing male escorts to screw his like
it was weird.
Sneaky links.
It was weird as fuck, yeah.
And one of the tapes actually leaked, and that line where he says he's bigger than the city, like down in Times Square, that's a fucking lie. Anyway,
really,
it's a big lie.
Screaming.
It's not even a big lie. It's a lie.
That's hilarious. I mean, the way he acting, I'm not surprised. There's a lot of overcompensating.
I mean, and I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, you sassy, you zesty, because you talk about another." Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Yeah, I could talk. I can talk.
Maybe call me sassy.
I'm gonna just say that because that's the new favorite word for people when it comes to sassy incel energy. Like what?
I don't think sassy and incel. Whoever calls you a sassy incel, I think is interesting. I don't think that those two things overlap a lot of the time.
I don't really talk about me all you want to. I really don't give a. I'm Aquarius. Yeah. That just lets you know I do not give a fuck.
Period.
Yeah. Let's go to case number 3. Have sports become more about social media than sports? Now, in this opening argument, I have reached the age where someone asks me if I saw the game and then immediately shows me a tweet instead of describing a play. They didn't watch the game either. We were both briefed on the game by our phones at separate times, and now we're having a conversation about an event neither of us witnessed. And to the evidence, Exhibit A: NBA regular season ratings have declined for years. The league calls it media fragmentation. That's just a polite way of saying people watch highlights on Instagram instead of the game.
It's too expensive to go to the games, and like sitting at home watching them, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna get distracted. I
Because we
watch the
have all
play.
these distractions in our hand.
Yeah, man.
However, the highlight has replaced the broadcast, and the algorithm rewards the clip more than the game. A 30-second dunk gets 10 million views. The 2-hour game that contained it gets 2 million. Here's also something that lends to that. Exhibit B: sports betting.
Oh God.
Sports betting is now legal in 40 states. Last year, Americans wagered over $120 billion on sports. Billion with a B. And I'm one of them. FanDuel.
I did make like $90 off the Knicks during this whole thing. I don't bet a lot of money, but I did make some.
I don't bet on I I barely. Let me tell you something. When the whole Knicks run, I might have saw like maybe 10 minutes of the whole like actual football. I mean basketball.
Really?
I, I was so superstitious. Like if I turned on the game and the other team started to make a run, I turn it off. I was literally in Midtown. Okay, so I got out the train station,
hmm
35th and 8th, and the Taco Bell was playing it, and there was like a huddle of people watching it. I was going over there to watch it, and then the Spurs were making a little bit of a run, so I was like, "Oh no!" And then I ran over to a spot, and then they started to make a run, and I kept refreshing Google, and then eventually they took a. I'm like, I'm staying right here, so the game is over. Now that I say that, there are now fans whose primary relationship with the game is financial. They're not rooting for a team like me. They're monitoring an investment. Exhibit C: DraftKings sent users an average of 47 push notifications per week during football season last year. 47. Almost 7 per day.
When I had that app, I had to turn off the notifications. I was like, bro, this is stupid.
Each one is a micro invitation to bet on something: a first quarter result, a single player's yardage, whether the next play is a run or a pass. They're not trying to get you to watch football. They're keeping you financially attached to it, regardless of whether you watch. And Exhibit D: in 2024, the most engaged sports content on social media was not highlights or game recaps, it was athlete controversy, off field, off court, personal life, drama. The things fans engage with most isn't the sport. It's the person inside the uniform having a bad day on Instagram. Shout out to Stefan Diggs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody watches basketball anymore. We watch podcasts about basketball, then reaction videos to the podcast, then tweets about the reaction videos. Then someone clips the tweet into a YouTube short, and someone makes a YouTube responding to the short. And some point in this chain, no basketball was watched. The sport became content about content about content. The jump shot is not the point anymore. The jump shot is the inciting incident. People don't even ask who won. They ask if their parlay hit. Your uncle used to love football. Now your uncle loves FanDuel, and football is the delivery mechanism. The game is a variable in his equation. If his parlay hits before halftime, he might turn it off. He's done.
I had to delete the app. It's predatory.
I put a couple dollars in every of the week.
Cause
See if I can make a couple of dollars. Holla.
I was in there for a minute. In there for a minute.
Now, some sports fans don't have favorite teams anymore. They have favorite sports books. FanDuel, DraftKings. The team is just where the gambling happens. The players are just the variables. The game is just the vehicle. It's not sports anymore. It's sports adjacent financial entertainment. And we should be at least honest about what we're watching. Here's my closing argument when it comes to that. Sports work because of uncertainty. That's the entire product. You don't know what's going to happen. And we are slowly, methodically burying that uncertainty under betting lines and discourse and analysts that tells you that what the game means before we've seen what the game is. We used to watch sports and then talk about them. Now we talk about sports so much that occasionally, accidentally, we watch one. The verdict. I'm going to say guilty.
Yeah.
Now, the sentence is every sports debate show must air the actual game for at least 20 minutes before discussing what it means for someone's legacy. All parlay slips confiscated. Confiscate mine so I don't hit. I'll be one off.
This is why I had to stop. It's always crazy.
25 leg parlay, one off.
Mm-hmm.
Not because gambling is wrong, because your uncle needs to watch the fourth quarter again without checking his phone. DraftKings and FanDuel are sentenced to 47 consecutive days of receiving 47 notifications per day from an app that they cannot delete about decisions that they did not make for money they cannot access. Any media personality who called a regular season game the most important game of the decade must watch every game they called that about. Back to back, no commentary, no takes, just the game. Now, in the final judgment, case one, social media and children, guilty. The platforms built the most sophisticated attention machine in human history and aimed it at people who still believe in the tooth fairy. We decided that was fine because the terms of service said 18 and up, and everybody clicked agree. Case two, cancellation culture. Not guilty, canceling celebrities, guilty of canceling regular people and calling it justice. If your accountability system requires a PR team to survive, and it was never really about accountability. Case three, sports fans, guilty. We took the last uncertain thing in our cultural lives and turned it into content, gambling, and discourse, and then wonder why nothing feels real anymore. Now, earlier, I said something about this show being on social media, about the podcast living on the same platforms I just spent probably the past 25 minutes prosecuting. I told you we come back to it, and here it is. I don't think technology made us smarter. I think technology gave stupid people better equipment and gave smart people more ways to waste their intelligence, arguing with the stupid people, and gave me a podcast where I talk about social media's effect on children on social media, where I debate whether cancellation culture is real on a platform that runs on cancellation culture, where I discuss whether sports are becoming content as content. I am the case study. This episode is Exhibit E. And the fact that you're going to share it and it's going to end up in someone's comment section by tomorrow morning, that's not hypocrisy. That's just Tuesday in 2026. Court is adjourned. Subscribe, share this with someone who's going to disagree, especially them, because around here, disagreement isn't a problem. It's Exhibit A. It's the John Cash Show podcast, Hot Take Court, Volume 5. See and speak to you next week.